Hey YouTube, third work blog going up now. Before I forget, I have a very big head. That's for a customer. So they wanted an idea of how big they are. Those are the number 10s, of course. Those are now officially on sale, £15. Very nice. This one's unfortunately came out badly. They've got a very small inclusion air bubble there, which means these will be relegated to display use only or possibly experimentation. Sorry for not getting a video out last week, but it's been a little bit odd. Unfortunately, I ran out of some materials for one. That's the SG2000 I usually use for casting. Bought a bigger lot in, but they've changed the colour, and it took a week or so delay because they were out of pigments I was ordering on the same order, and I can't do some of the upcoming casting without that because pigments. They've changed the colour, and if you can see there, that's peach, I would say. Peach compared with yellow, and I was a bit frightened that that was going to cause some problems, but it turns out it cures pretty much the same colour as those horns there will attest, so that's a bit of a nonsense. I'm not concerned there anymore. That's all sorted. I've been feeling like I've not been getting an awful lot done in general, because I've been cleaning up, as you may have noticed, the shelves that were here in the previous videos are no longer there. They're in fact now over there, because I'm still using them. But I've not been feeling very productive, but it's mostly because I've been trying to get the workshop in a better order. I've been trying to do that for a long time. I really sat down over the last few weeks and really sorted. I have so many little pots, like used coffee pots, full of individually sorted nuts and bolts now. I mean, I've really tried to go to town on it. Train. Yeah, but mostly I found that I was putting off getting some proper work done on things because I was always like, oh, I've got to do this, but that means I've got to do that job first and that job first, and I really got to do that first as well. And it's just like I was letting myself get distracted into lots of smaller jobs rather than getting all the jobs I really needed to. So again, just sat down over the last few weeks and just cleared stuff up. So there's still some room for improvement, but it's much more workable now, so I should be turning things out a lot faster and finally get on with a few more long-term projects that have been holding things up as well. So I'll drink with my left hand so you can appreciate. Some of you may also notice that Mirror, back there, is now wearing a jogging suit, which I got from eBay for £7, because I figure if you're going to be tearing someone's head on and off their body, you at least be decent and give them some clothes. You know, it's not right to do it to them while they're naked. So, yep, she got something there to keep her decent for YouTube. Most interesting thing, though, most interesting thing that's happened over the last week is someone who shall remain nameless because I don't want them getting bugged for free stuff, sent me a couple of samples because they are a big fan of smooth-on products. So they sent me a couple of samples of their stuff. I think the only place you can actually buy this, if you wanted to buy it, in the UK is a place called, Bentley Advanced Materials? I think that's it, yes. But, yeah, they sent me a sample size of EcoFlex 30, and amazing! A sample of dragon skin silicone, which is the one they're really famous for, because that's the one that has the 1000% elongation to break, which is, you know, perfect for really big complex molds. Hopefully, like the horns, we're going to try that out over this week, see how that turns out. I have thought about buying smooth-on stuff before. It's an American product, and this makes me sound like a materials snob, and that's pretty much the only reason I haven't purchased it to date, because you are buying specialist materials, and it's a little more expensive than buying from some other suppliers, equivalent products. Obviously you can't buy the same stuff from different suppliers, they only have nominated suppliers, but this box, look at, it's got a, be amazed! I just like become a fan on Facebook, on Twitter, QR code for getting the websites. It looks so consumer grade. That is the problem. That's the only problem, really, that I'm aware of at the moment. I haven't tried it, of course, so maybe there's other problems yet, but it does look so hideously consumer grade. It's like marketed for the hobby market, but it's used by professionals because it's, in a lot of cases, it's the best stuff to use. Like Dragon Skin, no one else, as far as I'm aware, makes 1000% elongation to break silicon. And lots of professionals do use Smooth On because this is where I sort of make analogies to Adobe and the way they seem to turn a blind eye to people pirating their products if it's being done by individuals. If you get the consumer market to start with, in a few years' time, those people will now be professionals and they'll only know how to use the product that they've been using on the slide beforehand. So, yeah, its market is so consumer grade, and it makes me feel kind of dirty to be using this, what I consider a professional application. But yeah, it's just snobbery, really, just snobbery. As I say, it's supposed to be very good material. Looking forward to trying it out. There were a couple other bugs. One is more expensive than some of the other supplies I use. I mean, you get obviously boxes, nice tidy boxes with a carrying handle. I mean, that seems a bit supposed. Do people really carry their supplies around like that? I don't know. But yeah, it's got storage. There's storage instructions printed on the lids of the pots. I'm not going to open it up yet, but I'm just amazed someone sent it to me. You know, just to try it out because they're that keen on it. I mean, that is a good thing about them. They've got a huge user base, and they've got guides on pretty much to use every one of their products, and they've got a very wide range of products, a lot of specialised purpose stuff. I mean, you can still go other places, get more specialised stuff. It's still aimed for certain purposes, but they're a very wide range, and they generally seem to have, anyway, they seem to have guides on using every different variety of it. And they've got a huge user base which will back people up with sort of third-hand bits of knowledge and wisdom that they've learnt themselves, and it's yeah. One small thing I will notice, I just noticed about the packaging is this is not a urethane product. This is platinum cure silicon. This one is the EcoFlex. They seem to reuse the... Yeah, this retail box is used to package both urethane and silicon rubber products. The following applies to urethane rubber products packaged in this box. So, good reuse of materials. But it's got all this stuff about hazards and caution. And California Proposition 65, this urethane product contains a chemical known to the state of California to cause cancer. Lovely. Yeah, so they might do well to... differentiate their packaging. That's a little bit of a nerve-wracker, but so you compare something like that with, here's a tub, I got it in the post. It's, you know, absolute minimalist. And this is the first time I bought the 4 kilo packs. Usually I buy small amounts and get through them a lot faster. There's a bit more an economy saving, but size is a small issue with this. One thing, this stuff comes from the USA, and as a result, primarily it's listed in US imperial measures. And this one here is net weight 2.0 pounds, or 0.9 kilograms. So they are converting it now, but I've looked on the Bentley site, and a lot of stuff on there still is only listed in imperial measurements, which makes it a little bit... I find that a little bit irksome. I have actually used one of the Smooth On Tin Cure silicons before, just the old Tin Cure stuff, but that was a part-used pot, so I don't know if it's really representative of their other products, but in that case, that product was... I found it a lot thicker than the silicons I was using. It was very, very viscous, and the catalyst was very thin. Obviously these ones here are equal part mix, so that shouldn't be a problem. They should be about the same density, but on the Tin Cure stuff it's like, this is really thick. And I have heard people mention that their other casting resins are also a lot thicker, and I don't know if that's just an American thing, Maybe some, I don't know if it's a marketing thing, maybe if their products are made thicker, or they have more sense of worth, you know, they feel richer in some way. You know, like you're like baking a cake. If you have a cake that's all crumbly and nasty, it's not seen as a particularly good cake. But if it's nice and moist and thick and warm, maybe it's got more, you know, it's a better cake. Better cake! But, so we'll see. We'll see if that plays out there. But, yeah, the main issue is with the. It's not just with the sizes. It took me a while to work out that these are the sample size, which is 0.9 kilos, which it seems like quite a lot to me for a sample. I mean, the smallest I've bought in samples from is it MBFG? Is the other supplier I use. There, what did I get? The Silkskin 10, that comes in 250 gram pots. And that's quite small, you know, that's very small kit. So, and the next size up from the 9 kilo stuff here, on 0.9 kilo stuff, is 1 imperial gallon. And that's quite a leap. You're talking about the difference between, like, okay, I'm willing to spend 30 quid on this very nice bit of stuff. Next size up, I mean, that's not quite enough for my purposes, so I need to buy the next one up. Next one up is a gallon, and that's something approaching, what, 8 times the price? I mean, I looked on their site, and this is... to the person who sent me this, love you, thank you. But the size difference is quite staggering between sort of something like that, the size of this, and something there's no graduation. You've got to buy lots of much smaller packs, which I find a bit grating, because again, it's all going to come in overblown packaging rather than just, say, a slightly larger pot. It does seem overkill, and it makes me uncomfortable. That's it. So it's partly material snobbery because of the nature of the packaging, but also because it does limit how nuanced you can be. I know they've got a lot of different products, so they've got a lot of different products. So they really probably can't afford to micromanage them like that, but it's still quite a leap. It's quite a leap from, say, 2 figures well up into 3 for just getting the next size up, because there's only basically a tiny and a large. But anyway, over the next week or so, I'm going to be trying these out and seeing how they work out. I think that's it. There's a short little work blog. And I might as well mention this as well. It overlaps with my other channel, my personal engineering sort of wombling, recycling stuff channel. That finally got around to making an adapter for this step pulley, which means I'll finally have the big milling machine working, which means, hopefully, given a few months of practice and experimentation, I will finally start being able to knock out some more intricate things for sale, which will be interesting. Yep, all good. Okay. Oh, and if you're on DeviantArt, you'll find that I've started uploading the pictures of the horns there, so you can access them there. Please fave, like, and all the rest of it. I like attention now. Right, take care.